Hello everyone, our story starts in a suburban home with a young boy experiencing scarring nightly visits. Do you think this actually happened? Leave a comment below, let's begin. Ethan was 8 years old the first time he heard it. It was just after midnight, the house silent, still tucked beneath the soft breath of a late October wind. Shadows pooled in the corners of his bedroom like spilled ink, and moonlight cut sharp lines across his walls. He couldn't sleep. He didn't know why, only that something felt off, as though the house itself were holding its breath. Then he heard it. Tap, tap, tap. A slow, deliberate sound, like bare feet padding gently across old floorboards. 3 steps, then silence. He sat up in bed. His heart knocked softly in his chest, unsure yet. Then it came again. Tap, drag, tap, drag. It wasn't footsteps exactly. It sounded wrong, like someone limping, one foot normal, the other scraping behind, bone against wood. He slipped out of bed and crept to his bedroom door. It was open a crack. Beyond, the hallway stretched in dim silence, bathed in the orange glow of the nightlight his mom had plugged in outside the bathroom. There was nothing there. He stood frozen for several minutes, waiting to hear it again. But the house had returned to its usual hush, the refrigerator's low hum, the faint ticking of the thermostat. The next morning over breakfast, Ethan told his parents what he'd heard. His dad chuckled without looking up from his phone. "You've been watching too many spooky videos, buddy." His mom tousled his hair. "The heater makes noise when it kicks on. It's just an old house." They didn't listen. They didn't see the way the hallway light flickered for a second before going out. They didn't hear the whisper that came through the wall later that night. But it got worse. Every night, around the same time, 12:47 a.m., precisely, Ethan heard it. Tap, drag, tap, drag. And it was getting closer. At first it stayed out in the hallway. Then he began hearing it right outside his door. Then, the sound of fingers, long, brittle ones, tapping softly on the doorknob, testing it. He told his parents again, pleaded with them to stay up and listen. "Please! Just tonight. It's real." But his mom was tired. His dad got angry. "Ethan, enough. There is nothing in this house but us." They were wrong. One morning, Ethan found 3 small scratches on the inside of his bedroom window. Not on the glass, on the wood. As if something had tried to claw its way in. Or out. His parents said he must have done it himself. At school, he stopped playing at recess. He started drawing things his teacher couldn't explain. Shadowy stick figures with missing eyes, people sleeping while something crawled out from under their beds. The counselor called home. His mom said it was a phase. That Friday, Ethan took the baby monitor from the attic. A dusty old thing his parents had used when he was a toddler. He plugged one part in beside his bed, the other he placed carefully by the door, pointing toward the hallway. That night, he lay still with the receiver under his blanket, wide-eyed, flashlight clutched to his chest. 12:47 a.m. It began. Tap, drag, tap, drag. The sound came through the speaker now, amplified clear. He could hear breathing too. Wet, shallow breaths, like lungs half full of fluid. Then came a voice, low and hoarse, like someone dragging words through rusted wire. "Ethan, let me in." His heart hammered. He pressed his hands over his mouth to stifle a scream. "You left it open once," the voice hissed. "You remember?" The doorknob turned, once, twice. But the door stayed shut. When he finally fell asleep, the voice still whispered from the monitor, unintelligible now, like it was speaking in reverse. 2 nights later, he woke up to something different. Silence. No tapping. No dragging. Just stillness. And then, the realization that something was watching him. He slowly turned toward the closet. Its door, usually shut tight, stood open just a few inches. Darkness poured from it, thick and absolute. And from that darkness came a shape. 2 feet stepped out. Pale, wrong, backward bending at the knees. The legs moved slowly, almost delicately. Then, long fingers slid across the carpet. A head emerged from the shadows, faceless, a smooth dome with holes where eyes should be. It didn't walk. It flowed toward the bed, dragging something long behind it. Ethan couldn't scream. The thing reached out and placed a finger on his chest. "You hear me?" It rasped. "That's enough." Then everything went black. The next morning, Ethan's mother knocked on his door. He didn't answer. She opened it slowly. The bed was neatly made. The curtains drawn. The room smelled faintly of old dirt. But Ethan was gone. There was no sign of struggle. No open windows. No footprints. Nothing. Just the baby monitor, still sitting on the nightstand, light blinking. She picked it up, trembling, and pressed the button to replay the last recording. It crackled to life. At first, nothing but static. Then, a whisper. "He let me in."